everybody. We're going to take 2 of our interview with Shari Barclay, who was here for a number of years as an instructor and coordinator of the program, probably one of the people that was here during the longest amount of time that we were here. So I'm going to just ask Shari to introduce herself and tell a little bit about her nursing career and education.
Good morning. I'm Shari Barclay, and I was coordinator of the nursing program here in Delta Montrose Vocational Center, as it was called then, for about 22 years. Kathy's asked me to introduce myself. I moved here from Illinois in 1978 with my husband. I graduated from the University of Illinois with my bachelor's in nursing degree in 1973. We worked in med-surg, peds, and NICU in the Chicago area prior to the move. I've worked in both Delta Hospital and Montrose Hospital here in the area prior to becoming an instructor at the Delta Montrose Vocational Center. I've worked here as an EMS instructor and coordinator, as an LPN educator, as well as the health program coordinator. While I worked here, I continued my education, got my master's in education at Western State College in Gunnison in 1982, and also my Master's of Science in Nursing at University of Colorado in 1989. I was also privileged to be a member of the Colorado State Board of Nursing and served an appointment of 3 years.
Awesome. Thank you, Shari. I think it's great that you're on the State Board of Nursing. Tell us a little bit about what brought you to the practical nursing and a little bit about your roles during your time here.
Sure. I was initially hired in 1980 to finish a semester of teaching in the practical nursing program for an instructor that had left mid-year. I hadn't formally taught before and saw this as an opportunity to see if I liked teaching and if it would be a new career path for me. I did enjoy it and wanted to continue in the educational field. I then moved into the EMS program as EMS coordinator and EMS instructor for several years. And then in 1983, a full-time position in the LPN program became available, and I moved back into teaching nursing. I worked as a nursing instructor for 6 years, and then in 1989, I was promoted to the health program coordinator and remained in that position for 22 years. And then I retired in 2005 from the program.
All right. And during your time here, what were your biggest challenges and successes? And I know you have a lot, so I'm going to enjoy hearing this.
Okay. Well, the question you had asked, it said, what are my challenges and what are my successes? And basically, I think they're the same, the challenge of having some success. One of the things that was instituted while I was here is we started a part-time track. Many of our students worked or had families, and our 10-month program was extremely challenging for them to be able to complete. As a result, we lost students, and we only had a limited number of spots to admit students. We instituted a part-time track in addition to our full-time track, and these students were able to continue in the program over a 2-year period of time, completing the same content, but stretching it out over 2 academic years. We found this dramatically decreased our dropout rate, and we also allowed more students to enter. We had a 1 to 2 year waiting list for our program, and this was able to have students be able to get in sooner. Second success that we had was we had a problem. Our students, our LPN students, many of them wanted to go on to become an RN in a 2-year program, and that wasn't locally available. So in 1989, we worked with Trinidad State Junior College, and we brought their ADN, the second year of their ADN program, to our campus over telecommunications. And so our students were able to continue on and get their RN here in Delta and continue on in their education. We had this program available from 1989 to 1992. The third thing is the Colorado Nursing Articulation Model, and I was privileged to be a charter member of Colorado's first state articulation agreement, which took months of collaboration with all the levels of nursing in the state. This statewide agreement facilitated nurses from one level to move up to the next level, from LPN to ADN to BSN without having to test to validate their knowledge and they got credit for their first year of nursing. This was the first voluntary statewide articulation model in the nation. It was a landmark accomplishment. It was officially adopted in May of 1990 and it was implemented between January of 91 and 92. And it was a big leap for our students to be able to do this. The third thing I want to mention is we were asked in 1990 and 1991 to offer a special class for the Colorado Army National Guard in response to Operation Desert Storm at that time. We duplicated in a short time our curriculum and held a one-time class in addition to our regular class for select National Guard students to accommodate their requests. And this was a successful endeavor for the National Guard. And the last thing I want to mention was in 2004, Mesa College asked us to bring our program up to Junction, our LPN program, to the Grand Junction area. We delivered our program up there both on site and via telecommunications through an Optel was the name of the telecommunication system that we used. We had a lab up there and we were able to have a second LPN class go on at the same time as we had one down here in Delta. This was disbanded when Mesa went ahead and did their own LPN program. Those are the four things that I remember that we did while I was coordinator.
That's a lot. And I know that articulation is an issue in the news even today as we deal with the COVID and the crisis with not having enough healthcare workers. So your groundbreaking work is still working, I guess I should say. So the last question is to take a moment to reflect on a positive memory or a positive time or what you like best about the program, about your time here.
Okay, my time here was wonderful. One of my single most positive memories is actually the day that articulation agreement was adopted. We met for months and months and negotiated with the different levels of educators. And to me, it was a day that the value of LPN education and the value of LPNs was recognized on a statewide level. I've always been an advocate for LPNs, and I still to this day believe that they are an integral part of our levels of nursing, and the acceptance by the higher levels of education that their education was enough to move them up the ladder without having to validate each individual class, each individual student. It was a great day for LPNs and LPN education.
Absolutely. And my last question is if there's anything else you want to add. I'm out of questions, but I'm sure you're not out of wisdom about the program. You were here an awful long time.
I'm not so sure about the wisdom, but I did enjoy my time here. There's two things I want to mention. I want to recognize the tremendous community support that we receive for our nursing programs. The local hospitals, nursing homes, and service clubs continually offered guidance to the program. They attended advisory board meetings. They gave us financial support for the program and for the students. They recognized the need for local nursing program, and they gave us that support. Countless students were able to complete the program because they got financial aid, scholarships. The service programs did fundraisers all year long. The Kiwanis, the Rotary, the PTO, too many to mention, would give the students money, Horizon scholarships, and this really helped them to become nurses as they went along. I really am proud to have been a part of that. Finally, the one thing I want to say is I did not accomplish the successes that I mentioned on my own. I was part of an exceptional team of educators. My nursing staff, my educators were just absolutely amazing. We worked together tirelessly to make the program exceptional. There are accomplishments, not my accomplishments. We were colleagues and we were friends. We always had each other's backs. We cared about each other. We boasted 100% pass rate while I was program coordinated, and we train people to safely take care of ourselves, our family, and our community. I can't thank my coworkers enough for all their hard work and dedication to our program, and we wouldn't have had the success we had if I didn't have a good, solid team who was there. I was tempted to mention them all individually, but I know I would forget someone, so I just want to tell them they know who I'm talking about, that I love you, and I couldn't have done it without you. This program is what it was because of you.
Thank you so much for your time today, Shari. I appreciate it.